It has lived in this flat long before you came. When this building was abandoned, this was its home. And now, it is furious that you have taken its place.
Welcome back, viewers. Hope you all are doing good. We try to narrate the true horror stories you share with us, or we search through different blogs and articles. If you get scared easily, these stories aren't for you. Better stop here or watch something else. Let's begin, Jenna.
Hey, I know you're always excited for new episodes. Don't worry, I'm always active to bring you the best. With Halloween coming up, I'm looking for the perfect spooky stories. If you've had any real Halloween experiences, share them with me. People will love hearing them. Let's begin today's story, which was sent by Mark Lewis. And remember, it's best to listen after finishing your chores, because these stories are so terrifying you won't feel like moving after. Mark said, "When I first moved into that apartment building, it felt like a dream come true. It was new, bright, and filled with families. The corridors echoed with children's laughter, neighbors greeting each other, the kind of place that felt alive. But very soon, life inside our flat became anything but normal. We had 2 newborns at the time. At first, we thought their constant crying was just what babies do. But no, this was different. They never slept peacefully, never smiled. They cried as if something unseen was always disturbing them, poking, pulling, suffocating. One night, exhausted from work, I entered the lobby. As I walked in, I saw the elevator doors about to close. Inside, a woman stood silently. I quickly pressed the button, and the doors slid back open. But the woman wasn't there. Instead, the only thing inside was a thick, black lizard crawling across the elevator floor. I froze. Just a second ago, I was sure, absolutely sure, I saw a woman standing there. As the elevator carried me to the 5th floor, a chill spread across my skin. It felt like the walls themselves were breathing, watching me. The elevator ride should have been ordinary, but it wasn't. The lights flickered violently. The cabin jolted, as if something heavy had climbed on top. When the doors finally creaked open, I stumbled out, heart pounding. From that day on, the horrors became daily. Every evening, the same sequence repeated like a ritual. A knock on my door at exactly 3:07 a.m. Shadows slipping under the crack, even when no one stood outside. The sound of bare feet running across my ceiling, though I live on the top floor. Sometimes, the whispers grew louder, calling my name in voices that belonged to my neighbors, but twisted, like their throats were filled with gravel. And the worst part? No matter how much I tried to ignore it, the happenings never stopped. They watched, they mocked, they waited. Every single day. After the noises and the cold breath on my neck, I decided I couldn't take it anymore. The next morning, I went downstairs and told the other people in the building. I explained how I heard footsteps in my apartment at night, how shadows kept standing at my window, and how whispers followed me even in silence. But they laughed. One of them even said, "Maybe you need more sleep." Another shrugged. "This building is old. It makes noises." Their laughter echoed in the corridor, mixing with the dim flicker of the light above us. I forced a smile, pretending to agree. But deep inside, I knew something was wrong. When I turned to leave, I caught sight of the stairwell mirror. Behind me, where no one was standing, a pale face grinned back. Weeks later, my friend Stephen visited. That evening, the power went out, plunging the building into pitch black. He left soon after, but only minutes later, my phone rang. His voice was frantic. "Why are you teasing me? Why are you following me in the dark?" I was confused. "Stephen, I'm in my room. I haven't left." No, he stammered. "Someone's walking behind me. Step for step. When I stop, they stop. When I move, they move. Don't lie. Come outside right now." I stepped onto the balcony, waving my phone flashlight to prove I hadn't moved. That's when his voice dropped to a trembling whisper. "Then who? Who has been walking behind me this whole time?" Not long after, our driver suddenly refused to come upstairs. I was angry, demanding an explanation. Finally, he confessed. One evening, he returned with groceries for my mother. In the elevator, a woman stood silently, her face turned to the wall. He thought maybe she was shy, so he ignored her. When they reached our floor, she stepped out first, walking quickly toward our apartment door. But just as she reached the entrance, she vanished. Gone. He dropped the groceries with trembling hands and swore he would never enter our apartment again. One night, my family had gone out, leaving me alone. I sat down with dinner when suddenly, ding dong, the bell rang. I was too tired, so I ignored it. But it rang again and again, louder, more impatient. Finally, irritated, I stormed to the door and flung it open. The hallway was empty. I returned to my food. Ding dong, sharper this time. I rushed back. Still no one. Now I was angry. I cursed under my breath about the kids in the building, but before I could even turn away, ding dong, instantly, my heart jumped. I ripped the door open fast. So fast, no one could have run away. But once again, nothing. Just the endless, suffocating hallway. The sound of the bell still echoed in my ears, even as I locked the door and pressed my back against it. In that moment, anger melted into fear. I wasn't alone. As the weeks passed, the apartment grew heavier. My parents looked drained. My babies cried endlessly. The air itself felt thick, pressing on our chests. And then the nightmares began. Horrifying, violent dreams. Dreams where I was dragged, beaten, tortured. I could feel the pain inside the dream, and I would wake up drenched in sweat, my heart hammering. Sleep became another kind of prison. Finally, desperate, I contacted a spiritual healer from a nearby church. The moment he entered the flat, I saw his face change. His shoulders slumped. His back bent lower and lower, as though some invisible force was pressing down on him. By the time he stepped into the living room, he could barely stand upright. "There is something here," He said grimly, something very strong. It has lived in this flat long before you came. When this building was abandoned, this was its home. And now, it is furious that you have taken its place. I swallowed hard. Can you remove it? The healer shook his head. His eyes were heavy with fear. If you want peace, you must leave. Leave this place as soon as possible, or it will destroy you. From that day forward, the flat never felt like a home. It felt like a cage, a place that belonged to someone or something else. Even now, when I think back, I can still hear it. The doorbell, ringing, empty hallway, and something waiting.
Oh my gosh, this is truly terrifying. If you're enjoying our stories, why not become part of the family by sharing your own real experiences? Jenna will select the most terrifying story to narrate, and even better, the story that gets the most likes will win a special giveaway for its sender. Thank you so much for listening. Stay with us by subscribing to more horrific stories and mysterious life events. Signing off now, we'll be back with another story.